Hey, hello there. How have you been? It's been, forever. It's been a lot going on, but I'll make that like what I've been doing kind of video at another point. So Helix video today. It's been a while since I've done it. I was using the Neural Quad Cortex. I'm not using that anymore. Fantastic unit. Just wasn't really getting on with it live. I think the Neural is more of a really, really good studio kind of desktop. Because Neural's based around plugins, aren't they? So I think that it's plug-in-y kind of on the floor, and yeah, it wasn't working for me. Not that I completely walked away from Helix, because I was still using it with the HX Stomp for bass, etc., etc., etc. Like I said, information for another day. Really quick video today. A couple of patches are coming up. You can see on the screen there that I've been using. And this one I was using, it's the AC30, and what I've been doing with this is it's more rhythm than it is lead, and a couple of things that I've been changing with the delays that I'm using as well. So let's start at the beginning. This is what is kind of lined up. We've got the Derange Master, which is phenomenal, really, really powerful. The Pebble Phaser, I need to stop spitting into the mic. Pebble Phaser, then got the AC30. Couple of things that I've done with that: pulled the sag down a little bit, took the presence off, the hum and the ripple is off, up the bias a little bit, up the drive. After that, dynamic plate, really liking that at the minute. And then the ping pong delay. Now, normally, if you've been to these videos before, you'll know that I tend to use the dual delay all of the time. That's kind of my go-to. But I've had a little bit of an epiphany, and I've changed the way that I'm doing things. So I will show you what that's about in a sec. Just after that is the retro reel. We use that just to clean up the shit. And right on the end is the tile reverb. I always do that. I'm still doing it. I did that with the Quad Cortex as well. I put like a plate tight, I think it was called, at the end. To kind of just all of my patches. So this is a very harsh amp. I'm stuck with I'm still using the 2x12 cab that comes with it. I haven't changed. I don't need to. I kind of like a 2x12 now and then. So couple of different snapshots. There is a milder drive and a lead. So I will pre-warn you that the lead is very harsh. The reason for that is it's been dialed in for live use. If you're going to get this for the studio, then I would suggest that you maybe put an EQ in there somewhere and just kind of have a little fiddle around with it if you're going to studio use it. But if you're going to use it live, it's good to go. So, Pebble Phaser is on for the first one. It's nice. It's nice. You can see where we were going with that. You know the next chord. The second one is called Drive. Basically what happens is the Pebble Phaser comes off and the drive just jumps up ever so slightly from 6 to 6.6, which then gives us this. Let me quickly show you what I'm doing with the delay. Rona. So what I've started doing is using a stereo ping pong delay and putting it on 500 milliseconds and throwing the feedback off, which then gives us this. Which the dual delay I was kind of finding, I was using far too much of it for certain applications, depending on what band I was with and what I was doing. And two, I just kind of like doing this now, you know. So that just stays as that is all of the time. But I'll up the mix a little bit. I still think there's probably a little bit too much for it, but it ain't too bad. All right, so the third snapshot, again, the drive just jumps up ever so slightly, not much happens with the EQ, and then the deranged master absolutely puts on its big size 9s and kicks the amp square in the dick. So that then gives us this. I'll even leave the little mistake in there for you as well, because that's the kind of guy I am. I've missed you. I've missed y'all. So there's your free patch. We're back in the saddle. We are full-time Helix patch making again. I'll be back in a few days with a little bit more. If you've been looking on the screen, you can see kind of what's coming. There is a super colossal patch for Satriani there as well. But the Ibanez gem that I built that on is being fixed and sorted out, and Damasio's and all that shit. So we'll get round to that. We'll get round to that sometime next week. All right, as always, thanks for watching. I appreciate you being here, and yeah, stick around. Plenty more coming.